Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. You know, looking at this episode, and granted, I didn't watch GH yet. I'm gonna say that there's a good chance that GH is actually in the lead, unless they find some sort of way to mess up. I would sit there and say so far today, they may be in the lead. There was only one part that was actually really good and really entertaining. Well, guess what that is. And that is the Marlena, Kate, and Kayla scene with Nick Fallon. Um, there was so much I just loved about this actual scene. Of course, Kate, of course, Kate will sit there and not just ask, but she would demand to speak to the devil. Okay, she was like, "No, I ain't leaving. You got get your boss on the phone right now." And I'm not gonna lie, I did crack up. I really did. I'm just like, of course, only Kate, Kayla, and Marlena will sit there and be like, "We ain't going nowhere. I want to speak to your boss." Now, again, this is one of those things where it's like they have to dumb these characters down for plot convenience. All three of these women are smart, savvy, and any other compliments you want to throw in there. Why on earth would they decide, you know what, I'm not even going to bother to read it? I mean, I get that Kayla's excuse was, if we didn't know, we thought it was our loved ones, so of course we're going to sit there and trust them. I don't care if my dad actually gave me something to sign. I'm going to read it. Okay, I'm not just going to sit there and just start. What's your mind? So, of course, all three of them didn't sign a paper that they really, they didn't look at the paper before they signed it like they should have. So now he's like, well, I got your souls and everything like that, and that's pretty much about it. And I forgot which one. I think it was either Kayla or Kate that was like, okay, so what are we gonna return? He's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, no. What did we get in return? We gave you something. It's a contract. We're supposed to get something in return. This dude handed them crisp $2 bills. I was like, wow, okay. You want to insult these women, huh? So at that point, it was like, yep, no, we want to talk to your boss. Since you're not in charge, we want to speak to the main man. So that's pretty much where it ends off. This scene with Alex and Stephanie dragged on way too long. I sat there and watched this scene and I was like, are you sure that hell isn't up there? Because honestly, to tell you the truth, they seemed like they were just nice and peachy down there. But watching this scene with Stephanie talking about, well, maybe one day we can be friends, and I just like to sit there and see where it goes for chat, and just like, all right, we get it. Can you just go now? Can you just go now? It just it's one of those things where it's like, all right, cool. She accepted his apology, but she's like, well, too much stuff has already happened, and I already have something with him. And I don't care. I don't care. Go away. Like it's just one of those things where it just dragged on too long. And it was like, Alex, can you just let her just walk on already? Like this woman is clearly, you know what? Let that be Chad's headache. Let Chad sit there and deal with that. Let that be his headache. It was so annoying. I wanted that scene to be over so fast. He's like, oh, well, I'm not going to be sitting there sending you flowers and candy. I was like, good. The less scenes that we got to sit there and see of her, the better. I'm totally cool with that. It's like, thank you. Whatever. Just, can we please move along? I felt like that was a certain level of hell. Just to sit there and watch that whole scene. And then Another thing that was just crap, okay, just an absolute and utter filler, was to Chad, Julie, and Doug scene. Now, besides the fact that, Doug was like, well, I'm like nearly 100. I was like, wow, that is remarkable. That is amazing. That is the only thing that I actually liked about that scene. Everything else, them sitting there looking through memory lane and all the people in the book or whatever, and it's like, oh, talking about the people that they lost, and Abigail this, and is Abigail going to be happy? And it's like, I don't care. I don't care. Oh my god, that was just so, it was so unnecessary. I mean, it was literally there for filler, and usually, which I still got to put out this video today after I put out this this video I'm putting out is for the members. It's pretty much my top three reasons, or my top three why Days is better than GH. Okay, and I stand by that. Even in this episode, I stand by that. This episode definitely didn't help. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, they just did that. Now you got Lucas and Orpheus just kind of hanging out, and Orpheus just like, come on, man, just have a drink, man, just have one drink. I mean, it'll make you feel a lot better. And of course, Lucas like, you killed my mother. It's like, well, technically, Kristen killed your mother because they had to care, and you know, um, she decided to take it and not give it to them. So I mean, you might want to sit there and blame Kristen. Just saying, you might want to blame the PD for not really catching these people fast. That's who you want to blame. Me? Nah. But you may want to have some of this drink though. You want to have some of that drink, don't you? Um, it's not funny. It's not. So I'm not gonna laugh because I. Anyway, so while that's going on, I was about to sit there and call them the Three Stooges. You got Rome, Steve, and John that's there talking about different ways to take out Orpheus. And none of those ways seems like they're really viable. And then, Rome was like, maybe we could sit there and come at him from a different way. And because at first he was like, hey, I could sit there and send myself to jail. I could do some sort of crime or whatever. And, it was just too many unknowns. So, like, let's use Lucas. No, we won't have Lucas, take him out. We'll just have him, keep tabs on him, just find out what's going on, so this way we can plan something. We can really sit there and take him out. So that's what they plan on doing. So Rome goes to see Lucas, and even though he's upset with him because of Sammy and everything, because he's upset with him, Sammy and everything, I'm just not thinking about an idea video I was gonna make or potentially make. But even though he's upset with about the whole Sammy thing, he comes over there, is like, hey, want to see how you're doing. You're Kate's son. I want to make sure that you're not alone and stuff like that. So of course, when Lucas is like, listen, he's trying to push this on me. It's this way I can fall off the wagon. So I need you to take this from me. And that's when Roman's like, you know what? Maybe you need to, maybe you need to sit there and fall off the wagon, like, or something along those lines, as far as like, getting more, letting Orpheus think that he's back on the wagon or whatever, so this way he can lower his guard, and Lucas could sit there and keep tabs on him until the big moment comes up and they're able to sit there and take him out. I think that's pretty much about it. I really do. Um, I enjoyed a part of this episode. Don't get me wrong, that was another part that wasn't really terrible or anything like that. So I can't really have anything to complain about the Rome and Steve and whatever. And Luke, and I'll just tell you the truth, the stuff with Orpheus, every time Orpheus walks into the room, it's always a good time. It's always a good time to sit there and see him and Lucas and stuff like that. So that was another good part. I enjoyed that stuff. it's like this episode was literally 50-50, you know? The stuff with Doug and Julie and Chad, I did not care about. And the stuff with Stephanie and Alex felt like hell. It literally felt like it was like hell on earth. And I was just like, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that Marlena, Kate, and Kayla are supposed to be, you know, in hell, and yet I'm sitting there watching this. So there's that. Anyway, with that being said, I think I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video.